Giants, inaugural cup winners. Chris Economides wins the cup for Melbourne victory. Sydney FC then win the cup. And MacArthur, for the second time, are Australia Cup winners.
It's an all-Queensland clash in the Hahn Australia Cup. Brisbane City and Olympic FC. They've qualified for the national round of 32 for the second season in a row, but they've had the misfortune of drawing each other. Only one can advance, and a big crowd is making their way into Imperial Corp Stadium, known also as Spencer Park, its traditional name. The Atsuri are ready to take on Olympic in this clash. These two teams sit next to each other on the table in NPL Queensland as well, 7th and 8th, only 4 points out of the top 4, which means finals, and they're also playing each other in a week's time in the Cup semi-final of the Queensland Camper Cup, which is another piece of silverware. But tonight, it's all about national bragging rights and who will go to the round of 16. Brisbane City in their home sky blue colours, and Olympic making their way out of the tunnel as the away team for this one in front of a very healthy crowd at Brisbane City's home ground. You can see Olympic there lining up. These two teams most recently met only on the 29th of June. It was a 1-0 win for Brisbane City away at Olympic's home ground. Now, as both teams line up, we are going to observe a minute's silence for Brisbane City Life member Salvatore Sam Grammatico. And the club is going to be paying tribute to him with this observance of a minute's silence.
Cheering on the Azure tonight from above. We now ask you to join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you.
Rest in peace, Sam Grammatico. Saw the captain, Mirko Crociati of Brisbane City, cross himself there, part of paying his respects. So, handshakes pre-game. These two teams are in a run of playing each other 4 times in quick succession. Last time was an arm wrestle. Let's see what we get tonight. Brisbane City, their lineup has one change from the team that most recently played on the 19th against Lions FC, a 4-2 win. Into the starting lineup comes Masashi Yokoyama, and it moves a couple of players to the bench, but Scott Halliday is out of the matchday squad as the main omission from Peter Gaffney's starting 11. Watch out for Malachi Love Samira. He's made his name in the Hahn Australia Cup with Peninsula Power in the past, and their top scorer is Jakub Mudnic. He's got 8 goals in the league. Olympic FC, they come into this match having played on Friday in a catch-up game against the Gold Coast Knights. A 1-0 defeat, though, and so they have made 2 changes with Simpkin and Thompson King into the starting lineup. Chris Lucas not available due to being cup-tied. Riley Gill also out of the matchday squad. And they don't have too many goals among their current team. Lathan Dunn is their top league goal scorer with just 4. So they will be looking for many avenues to goal. Got quite a few players who have 1 or 2 to their name this season. They just don't have a leading marksman. So the referee for tonight's match is Zach Keenan. Assistants are James Sherry and Ben Orwell. And the 4th official's a familiar face. It's A-League regular Alex King. Peter Gaffney on the Brisbane City bench. You can hear there's a great atmosphere within the venue tonight. Fans all very tightly packed in due to the perimeter fence over on the outer side. And there is the bench for Olympic FC. They're coached by former North Queensland Fury player, Gold Coast United player Chris Grossman, bringing his expertise back to the NPL level. This is the 5th time that Olympic have competed in the national rounds of the Australia Cup, and it took extra time for South Melbourne to get past them in the round of 16 last season. A pretty dramatic exit as Olympic tried to make it to the quarterfinals for the first time. They've been to the round of 16 twice before, but both occasions they were knocked over by A-League opponents, Adelaide United and the Central Coast Mariners. They have had a knack of drawing A-League teams, Olympic FC. Tonight, as we kick off, it is a very familiar face in the form of Brisbane City, and we're underway. Roy O'Donovan, these two teams have had seasons that have underwhelmed them. It's 7th versus 8th in NPL Queensland. They're holding on to hope of winning the Queensland Cup. They're holding on to hope of squeaking into 4th place. And, of course, they want the bragging rights for tonight.
Well, Theo, you could certainly say that their season hangs in the balance in the next 2 weeks. They're going to see plenty of each other. They've got, obviously, the Cup game coming up next week. But this game in particular tonight could set one team on the path to glory and the other team on the path to misery. So it promises to be a great affair tonight. And
it's been very well promoted in Brisbane as well. These two teams getting out onto the streets and hiring advertising boardings to promote the occasion, which is great to see. Lots of club-driven organic promotion of the Hahn Australia Cup. Olympic looking for the early goal, and it's a confident claim from Josh Langdon, who comes out and he throws it up to halfway with an over-armour. Malachi Love Samira is making ground in the middle. Barnes is looking to find him with a cross, but he can't do so. And the ball is now run onto Kai Bolton over on the left side. He's legged, and the referee does give the decision. So a set-piece opportunity in an advanced position, and Corey Brown, the former Brisbane Roar professional, is in his first season back in NPL football. Natural left footer on delivery here. Brown's free kick, honing in on the keeper, who didn't take it first time, but Ben Wood with a reclaim on one bounce.
Good delivery from Corey Brown there. We can expect a lot of that this evening, I would imagine.
Here's a chance in midfield for Hudson to turn for Olympic. Making space over on the left. Jackson Simpkin, one of the two inclusions to the starting 11 tonight. And they're happy to consolidate possession and go backwards. Olympic with a few issues playing out of their defensive half. Now they're up to the halfway line. Solid contact. Referee lets the players sort it out. Brown's pass. And it's going to be sent back to the keeper with a back pass that is cleared away. So a half chance for Brisbane City to take the ball. Instead, Olympic have possession and they're looking to build. Daniel Leck wearing the number 7 tonight. Familiar name for Raw fans. And a through ball here. They're in behind. Not for long. It's been put behind for a corner kick by Oliver Plusnen, the man whose goal qualified Brisbane City for this round of 32. A late 1-0 win away to the Logan Lightning. And it means that Brisbane City are here back on this national stage for a 3rd time. Corner taken short. And to bend it from the edge of the box. Excellent save. Corner kick coming up on the opposite side, and you can see it's a very fired up Josh Langdon in his defence.
It's a great save from Josh Langdon. Very clever here from Fumiyama Sono. Nice clever play. Obviously he's been worked on this week, and Riley Thompson-King gets clear, and he's very unlucky. Great save there from Langdon, and he started the game in very sharp condition.
So a corner from each side in the first 5 minutes. And this time repelled away by Crociati with a solid header. Brisbane City trying to build, but possession is volunteered back to Olympic, and they still have plenty of numbers committed forward from that corner kick. Here's Leck. And now Simpkin. And a good interception by Love Samira getting back, and the ball is swept away by his goalkeeper Langdon. Barnes with the flick header on. The ball is cleared high into the sky. It's not going to advance a great deal. No one went for it on the first bounce. They get to it on the second. Barnes flicking it into a channel. Love Samira tried to boot it out in front of himself and back his pace. And the ball rears up over the head of Crociati. Long throw here. That could be a weapon for Olympic as the night goes on. From the edge of the box. A header away. Yokoyama. Crociati. Brisbane City very confident playing back passes, even if they're in hair-raising situations like that. Langdon's been sold into trouble a couple of times.
Yeah, a little push there off the ball as well. Referee has waved that one on. He didn't want to give anything away in these derby-like conditions here in Brisbane.
And a foul is going to allow Brisbane City to advance. Masashi Yokoyama fouled and taking the free kick very quickly. 30-year-old Japanese whose time in Brisbane has built up familiarity within this team and league. And as the ball runs out for a goal kick, it gives us a chance to go to Josh McLean down on the sidelines. Josh, it looks like a bumper crowd, and you've also got a bit of intel about one of the stars of Brisbane City.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Good evening, and it is a very loud crowd down here. And yeah, I wanted to speak to you about Marcus Barnes and what a pickup he has turned out to be for Brisbane City. Now, it turns out the way he came to the club was he knew James Meredith. They hooked up overseas last year in England. Meredith said to him, hey, why not come down under, check out what we've got, and maybe have a game or two. He did that last year, did some training, and now he's settled here as a key part of the side. So it just goes to show, guys, you've got to keep friends around the world because you just never know where you might end up.
Thank you to Josh. We'll keep checking in. And yes, Marcus Barnes, the younger brother of Giles Barnes, who Premier League fans of a certain age might remember from his time at Derby County. And of course, that's a club that James Meredith played for as well in his career. Here's Olympic, though. They're building, and that's a comfortable claim. So Marcus Barnes leading the line. He's only been in the country a month, Roy, and he's scored 4 goals already. So given neither of these teams have a striker with double-figure league goals this season, someone who's got 4 in his first month is a pretty handy addition. And he might be about to show us exactly what he can do right here. The 28-year-old with a nice little shimmy at the edge of the box. The header back across the face. Half-hearted appeals for handball. A shot on the turn was attempted there. And it deflects out for a corner.
Well, you can see just in that action alone there, Teo, he's got plenty. He's quick, his movement is decent, and he's actually quite a big, strong boy as well. So, yeah, I can see why he scored a few goals, and I'm sure if they can hold on to him, there's plenty more to come. I'm excited to watch him tonight, and himself, actually, and Malachi Love Samira up top there, who we've seen in the past score plenty of goals for Peninsula Power.
Here's a cross. And the header, well, not enough power behind it. Barnes knows it was a good chance, though, and it falls kindly into the gloves of Ben Wood. Barnes was a Southampton junior and played at Yeovil Town, Eastleigh, Oldham Athletic. And now he's giving Brisbane and Australia a good go. And I think the lifestyle, in addition to the football, is a pretty attractive package, especially on an Australia Cup night like this, where you see the rain pelting down in some of the colder cities. Brisbane an absolute picture. 19 degrees at kickoff in the middle of winter. Not bad, huh?
Yeah, not what he's used to back home, but it is a lovely lifestyle here for foreigners coming in. And not only that and the football combined, it's a great mix, and I should know. I've been here 10 years now.
We're almost 10 minutes into this match without a hugely significant chance. One good save from Josh Langdon from that shot at the edge of the box from Riley Thompson-King. Olympic with the balance of possession so far, and they might be able to affect a high turnover here. Perhaps it might have been offside had that pass connected. Instead, it's Brisbane City who are trying to venture forward. You can hear the crowd groaning and oohing and ahhing. And a chance here for Olympic. Off the underside of the bar, did it cross? The assistant referee was scrambling to make ground. It's been headed behind for a corner. What an opportunity for Olympic to open the scoring, but they've been foiled by the crossbar here. Disappointment for their top scorer in the league, Lathan Dunn.
Well, a very good striker play. Gets his body in there, gets the defender out of the way, got his touch out of his feet. He would have thought he'd done everything right, and it just came out the wrong side. He's a centimetre away there from getting his team well on their way.
Got to say, the pace of the attack had the assistant referee scrambling to get in line as well for the potential offside call. Here comes the corner kick. It's in at the near post, and we're going to get a second ball. Olympic stay on the attack. It's a drifter over all and sundry in the box, so it will be retrieved on the other side of the area. Now the cross is met by the header. And it's going to be yet another corner kick coming up. Frustration for Larkham there. He thought he could have done more perhaps with the header, but he does get a corner as his reward. Yeah, and again, positive play. They're keeping the pressure on Brisbane City here. And as they're the home team as well, you'd expect Olympic as well to have to kind of bring their A game. But there hasn't been much separating the teams this year. And it's looking like it's not going to be any different tonight. Larkham and Annis Wade, two of the targets to aim for here at the corner kick, but it's well defended. Really strong header away, but second balls from set pieces are starting to become an issue. As it's into the near post, and the opening goal does arrive. Yes! It's Olympic. No, the flag is up. The celebrations are short-lived. The roars of the crowd misled everyone, myself included. It won't count. That can happen with a second-time ball at a set piece. Well, Brisbane City, I should say, very, very lucky there. That's very lax defending for such a big cup game. Completely switched off there. They got off the hook. So, Olympic already with a string of corners in this game. And even when the first header clears the ball, the second-time ball in means that they are staying pinned inside their defence. And a free kick here means they will have to move all their numbers back yet again. Noah McGrath, the offender on this occasion. Yeah, clever take by Daniel Leck there in midfield, and they'll be relying heavily on him for their creativity tonight. He's obviously a player that's played at a higher level, but technically he looks like a very clever player in midfield for Olympic. Free kick taken by Simpkin. Here he is on the ball. Jackson Simpkin. Cameron Annis Wade into the middle. Dunn has been hassled off the ball, but it's a good stand-up challenge from Simpkin to win it back. And now sweeping forward down the right wing. An opportunity and a shout for a handball, but not heeded. Daniel Driver was appealing, but nothing forthcoming. Riley Thompson-King takes possession. Now Leck. I mean, we saw the possession stat was Olympic at almost 60%, and that was at about 8 or 9 minutes. And in the 5 minutes since, they've really taken over control of general play. Yeah, they've definitely got a handle on the tempo and the rhythm of this game, and they look like they're in a little bit of control right now. So, yeah, Brisbane City need to be careful not to let this game run away from them. But like this. Oh, another risky back pass, and the ball is cleared high. Thompson-King with the header. Interception made, Brisbane City. Can they swing the momentum right here? Yokoyama concedes a bit of ground. Back to Plusnen. And now some pickpocketing work. Allows Olympic to advance. Plusnen. Oh, the whistle comes. He might have thought he'd been able to win the ball back there. And a yellow card as well. And Famia Sono is able to draw not just a foul, but the first booking of the game. Yeah, and look, we've seen it this week, or the last couple of weeks actually. The referees have let a lot go, but I think he feels this one was more of a professional foul. It was a breakaway on. But I don't think there was much in that for me, Theo. I'm not sure it's a yellow card. Apologies, it was Lewis Greenwood that was able to draw the foul. So a mid-range, well, a long-range free kick, you'd have to say. And free kick that was aimed to a one-on-one on the left side of the box and was comfortably dealt with by Mirko Crociati there. And so not able to build the pressure here, Olympic, but they are still the team on top in general play. Neat little sidestep. Crociati. Oh, and then the pass lets himself down. So might be coming back with a bit of interest here. Sono. A little dink over the top. It catches a deflection. That was enough to find safety for Brisbane City. However, an errant touch puts possession right back at the feet of Thompson King. Yet another corner is on the way.
It's all Olympic at this point, isn't it? You're looking at the breakaway that Brisbane City had there, and their skipper, Crociati, he broke away. He looked to play a ball into the feet of Barnes, who was trying to make that run in behind. And you know what? It's a dangerous breakaway. It's where Olympic want to kind of catch you off guard.
They've had plenty of corners to hone their radar. Olympic, this one's into the near post again, and yet again they will retrieve and put in a second ball. It's shallow to the near post. Hudson twisting it back out of the box. Brown's header only to the edge of the area. Leck with the quick 1-2. Then can't beat the man at the edge of the penalty area. Larkham brings the ball under control. And a unkind deflection there allows Brisbane City to regain possession, but they are not doing a great deal to change the momentum of this game at present. They're just absorbing what Olympic are really attacking them with. Pass accuracy, they're telling a story. They're almost down to 50% Brisbane City, so they'd love to just spend some time on the ball. Through the right channel go Olympic. Attempted to step over, didn't quite work out on that occasion. Dunn foiled in possession. Thompson King. Now a chance for Brisbane City to build. Not the most advantageous pass. McGrath made it work. Attempted through ball here. Barnes herring after it. Trying to use his physical presence, but the Olympic defenders have combined well. There may be some space to play into. Long ball down the right channel. Oh, offside flag is up. And you hear the disappointment. Plenty of travelling Olympic fans. It's by no means entirely Brisbane City's crowd tonight.
No, and it's good to see. It's good to see people are here, and as you touched on earlier, they've done their own bit of marketing and advertising, and they've got the crowd tonight and a bit of atmosphere at the game, which is great to see. But at the moment, it's a little bit of a tennis match. It's like nobody really wants to keep possession and play their way into the game. Everybody wants to go forward straight away. So, yeah, we're just waiting to see that first goal now. City winning possession back at halfway.
Bit of traffic being directed by Yokoyama. Takes responsibility again and tries to thread the eye of the needle to Love Samira. Through the left side they attack. The defensive header will only reach the edge of the penalty area. Crociati has got forward, leaves it with Barnes. He immediately had pressure on, and then he loses his own footing. It's well played by Sono to come away with the ball, and Olympic will turn defence into attack. Leck into the centre of midfield. Thompson King, great little sidestep, and he'll get the ball back here. One sidestep too many, nearly beat the entire defence. The follow-up shot is parried away. Excellent from Langdon through a crowd of bodies, and he sends it behind for yet another corner.
Beautiful football, to be fair. Great feat by Riley Thompson-King there in the midfield. And as you said, one touch too many there. And a good save from Langdon in the end.
And if he had got that last sidestep right, we would have been on for one of the great solo goals.
Yeah, the ball just wouldn't sit for him. But this is a good strike and a good solid save from Josh Langdon there in the goal.
Tom Larkham with that shot that's drawn the corner kick. Look at the stand. Absolutely packed as an in-swinging corner is headed away off the near post. But there won't be a counter-attack. Sono stops that in its tracks. From the right. Sono. Bit of patience here from Olympic. Brisbane City not expanding their numbers out too quickly. Now just as the defensive line moved up, a ball which tests Brown over on the left. And it will be Olympic's possession. Plenty to ponder over on the bench for Brisbane City. Assistant referee was flagging. Are we going to get a late foul call? It looks as though we may well be. And I mentioned Olympic had plenty of travelling fans. They've made themselves very apparent, be it juniors or supporters. Lots of merch in there.
Plenty of red on display.
Incredibly, this is only the second time they've been in an away game in the Australia Cup. Last year when they went down to South Melbourne, it was the first time they had had an away tie. Obviously, whenever you get A-League teams, you get the home tie, and they've drawn the A-League opponents on quite a few occasions. Olympic, so they haven't had to leave their home city for this particular match, even though it is an away game for them. Thompson King's been impressive in the centre of midfield so far. Simpkin. Long left-footed pass. Goalkeeper is happy to wait. Langdon, he didn't want to run to the edge of his area. His judgment was sound. Brown with the first-time ball, pushing it on to McGrath.
I find both teams, though, right now, they kind of get bored of keeping possession and they just want to go direct. It's 3 or 4 passes and it's a direct pass forward where, you know, a bit of build-up could be the key to unlocking this defence on both sides of the fence, I should say.
Well, I wonder if we're seeing the things that have perhaps dogged their league seasons and have left them sitting 7th and 8th in a 12-team league. Yeah, a bit of impatience. They're not prolific scorers. You wonder just how big a factor hitting the crossbar early in the game could have been. As the ball worms its way out here, let's go back down to Josh McLean, because we've seen some standout individual displays so far, but none of them have resulted in the ball hitting the net. We will see if we can get back to Josh when the chance presents, but right now we've got live play. High ball, Love Samira. Can he judge it out of the night sky? First touch was promising enough. It didn't seem like he wanted to take the throw in here, Love Samira, but ultimately no one came and relieved him of the ball, so he's hurled it into a contest. Leck almost got his pocket picked and did by Yokoyama. Leck refused to be beaten. And it's a real tangle now with both players wrapped up at ground level. Crociati and Sono in there, and there's a little bit of tension. The end result is a free kick to Olympic. It could have gone either way there. Long clearance from Langdon, brought down by Barnes. Goalkeeper drawn out of his area, Wood. Well struck first time clearance.
The long ball will suit Brisbane City a lot more than it will Olympic. I mean, with the presence now they have of Barnes up front, it's a really good outlet for them.
Aggressive cross into the area here. There looked to be a not so subtle shove on one of the Brisbane City players, but Olympic are allowed to continue attacking, and it will be contentious if they score. The follow-up is cleared away at the last. Incredible. Crociati puts it over his own bar for a corner, and look at the thanks he gets from Josh Langdon.
Well, I think somebody's come in before the game from Brisbane City and blessed that crossbar, because that's twice now it's come into play. We thought initially there's a push in the build-up. He's cut the ball back. He's crossed it to the back stick. It's beat the keeper, all ends up, and Crociati was there. The skipper has kept him in the game, as well as that crossbar.
A real flashpoint, but no goal. Olympic take the corner short, and the ball is looping just over the frame of the goal. Langdon was scaling it there, climbing his own post, but fortunately for him, the ball continued on its way out, and Olympic will feel as though they've done enough to score a goal here. They've hit the crossbar twice, they've forced a good save, they just haven't cashed in.
Yeah, but that's the worrying part. Well, I don't think the home team has got playing their best stuff yet, and Olympic, two really good sightings on goal, and hasn't quite happened yet. How often have we seen it? You get punished on the other end, you don't take your chances.
Well, Brisbane City are going to try to build here to something. Yokoyama's immediately closed down by his fellow Japanese national, Fumiya Sono. Neat little sidestep from McGrath to get his team out of trouble. Little step over, and that is going to release them into attack. Brown venturing forward, goes for a long raking cross. And it was Malachi Love Samira on the end of it, but hard to fashion a header on goal. And you have been just warning that it may have been coming. Brisbane City scoring against the run, or just starting to play better after absorbing so much pressure.
Well, slightly better, yeah, exactly. They got it from this right-hand side. Lovely switch of play through McGrath out to the left-hand side. Corey Brown, as we know, has got a quality left foot. And I tell you, if you can service the two boys in the box there, in Love Samira and Barnes, they've got a half a chance in this game. More than half a chance, Brisbane City.
Possession given away. Olympic trying to capitalise and make the most of it. Dunn on the turn. Home side have done well to avoid conceding yet another corner. Plusnen. Series of ricochets. And that's well done by Yokoyama. Well, he forced the ball through a gap, and it did take the final touch off an Olympic player. Unlike the right side of the pitch, where Love Samira got stuck with the throw-in, they had a very clear plan there on who was to take the throw-in, but they haven't turned it into a set piece.
They just work on one side, just the left-hand side.
Crociati. And the ball is deflected out. You can see over on the right side of the pitch, the turf is far more broken up, but no one's gone slip-sliding just yet. So it may not look fantastic, but you just hope it plays well.
Yeah, on that right-hand side especially, it looks like someone's taking a trip to the beach. They've got a little bit of sand and they've sprinkled it right there on that right wing.
Look how far out the goalkeeper has come roaming here, Josh Langdon. He's up for this one tonight. He's made some good saves and had basically a miracle moment or two already. He's playing in defensive midfield at the moment, the goalie. And it shows that Brisbane City are not being curtailed by how Olympic have had the better of this game through almost half an hour so far. Now let's see what they do with a time to set up a throw-in over on the right flank. It was clearance by Simpkin. Into the middle they go. Samira couldn't find a gap that he could exploit. And so from the centre of defence out to the left. Look at the trickery, the occasion of a cup bringing out so much confidence, but it might backfire here because Barnes has taken the ball. It's Barnes on his left and it's blocked straight away. Well, fun turned into red alert in the blink of an eye. All it took was one errant touch. And now Love Samira is going to worry the Olympic defence into conceding a corner. There's a little bit of afters there with Jack Hudson.
Yeah, I think Jack Hudson was celebrating that lovely little touch, and while he was enjoying himself and looking up, I think the two strikers came and pressed him really hard. And Barnes, if he could get it out of his feet that little bit quicker, I would have expected a shot at least on target.
The occasion of having the crowd and the fans in front of you, it's great to see players playing to the occasion, even though it may have just backfired a little bit there for Olympic, and now they have to defend a corner, and they will be kicking themselves if they concede here, given how many corners of their own they've had at the other end. It's to the far post, batted away emphatically by Wood. Ball has been retrieved here, though, by Mudnich. He drifts it in. Cleared from the edge of the 6-yard box. Danger not totally averted, though. An acrobatic header to keep it in the penalty area, albeit briefly, for Brisbane City. Yokoyama. And again, out comes Langdon. Getting Mudnich on the ball a bit more there, number 10. He's not been hugely prominent in the game so far. Really has been more about getting Love Samira or Barnes into space where they can exploit their speed. Maybe see him on the ball a bit more. It slides past him here, right on cue. Not able to take possession. But McGrath will feed it to him here. Mudnich out to the left. Now Corey Brown. Better from Brisbane City. And the cross, only able to pick out a defender. Simpkin clears. And the corner goes Crociati, but he didn't have anyone else advancing for him. That's a neat little passing triangle that allows Sono to escape with the ball. And all that hard work is undone, given away. Yokoyama takes it for Brisbane City. And he gives it away. You heard the groans of the crowd. Two errant passes in succession. Olympic trying to be the beneficiaries. A long shot, and after what we've seen from Josh Langdon so far, that one was easy pickings.
Yeah, a bit of a tame shot in the end, but again, nobody wants to take more than 3 or 4 passes of the ball. They seem to get bored, or they rush the final pass. They don't set themselves, both teams that is. And again, they just put themselves into all sorts of trouble.
Sweeping pass down the left side here. Doubling back around Kai Bolton. Here is Bolton. Can he free his left foot? Dinks in across. Good defensive header. That's one thing that Olympic have shown us so far. All those crosses in, whether it's been first head to no great effect from Brisbane City or Olympic have won the header themselves, they have taken care of business in the air so far.
Yeah, you're right, because Corey Brown's delivery, especially from that left-hand side, is causing all sorts of bother. And here we go again.
He's going to get another opportunity here. Is this one going to be on the money? Well, he went grounded. He was trying to find Bolton through the gap, and the ball is cleared away. One for Dunn to chase. Have they done enough to keep it away from him? He brings it down and reloads. Now support has arrived. Hudson turns onto his right side. Fingertip around the post. Josh Langdon is turning on a show. And he puffs out his cheeks, may welly, because he has foiled there Cameron Annis-Wade with a great save.
Well, Josh Langdon is certainly making a name for himself, very much like Malachi Love Samira did last year. The goalkeeper is making waves this year. What a great save this is. And that's 2 or 3 now, but it's a little bit too close for comfort now for Brisbane City. They really need to keep Olympic at bay, because it's only a matter of time before they break the deadlock, you feel.
And still plenty of time until the break. Header here is going to slide out for a goal kick. First header for Olympic, but very hard to generate power, leaning away from the target.
But you can certainly feel the tension. Obviously, these two teams, they know each other very well. Obviously, they're close in the league as well. There's not much separating them. Same points. I think the goal difference is the only thing that separates. And there's not much in this game tonight, bar the width of the crossbar and a couple of great saves from Josh Langdon.
Ball scooped up almost to halfway for Brisbane City. Brown's pass, hugging the line. Bolton knocks it inside for his teammate, Mudnich. Barnes, Annis Wade is going to start a counter-attack here for Olympic. And coming across, it's Bilal Sodazai who's able to defend it away. We hadn't seen too many slips in the sand next to the near sideline, but Jakob Mudnich not so lucky on that occasion. Thompson King had his pass blocked, and now a bit of a miscommunication, and they've managed to tie themselves up in knots here, Olympic. Mudnich loves Samira, blocked straight off the boot, and first to the loose ball is Annis Wade, cleaning up here for Olympic, but that pass is going to go beyond him. Very well controlled by Greenwood, and now away go Olympic. They got on through the right side here. First time ball is swept away by McGrath of Brisbane City. Larkin, Thompson King, Sono. Brisbane City have taken it back into their defensive half. Ball down the right flank, and out comes Langdon. He's been brave so far in this game, and he does make contact with the oncoming attacker, but the referee sees nothing untoward.
Took a real chance there, didn't he? For a second there, I thought he was going to be in a little bit of trouble, but referee waved it on.
We've seen him when Brisbane City have been in possession, not afraid to come into midfield, but that was a little bit different, coming off his line towards an oncoming winger. Yokoyama, what can he find? Sadozai from the base of midfield. Brisbane City build. Crociati, a high ball, and it should, well, it's not catching practice for the keeper, but it's because he was fouled. He definitely had the sit, and then in came late contact on Wood.
Yeah, but the goalkeeper always gets the green light in those occasions, but I'm not sure did the striker have a look or not. But yeah, fair call from the referee.
We've got Josh McLean back on the sideline. Josh, we're still just under 10 minutes until half-time. It's amazing we don't have a goal yet.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Olympic with the better of the chances so far, and Josh Langdon between the sticks. He's just repelled attack after attack. Some of those saves simply top-notch. The man at the other end is actually the third in-line goalkeeper for Olympic. So this is the biggest game of his career. There are two goalkeepers usually in front of him, Matt Lugo and Lachlan Duke, neither of which are available tonight. So you just never know what's going to happen. If you train hard, work hard, stay behind the scenes and get ready for your opportunity.
Thank you to Josh McLean, keeping us updated on the goalkeeping heroics of Josh Langdon, and Ben Wood. So far, so good for him.
Yeah, Ben Wood, third choice goalkeeper, but he does have that number 1 shirt, so what number is the main goalkeeper wearing?
Well, I think reissued numbers for the cup.
Aha.
Cup kits.
There we go.
And if you're cup tied, you don't get the shirt number. Like Chris Lucas not available tonight, of course, for Olympic. A very prominent player, both in Queensland and Victorian NPL for a number of years, part of the great Bentley Greens teams that used to go on cup runs, but unfortunately for Olympic, his service is not available. Bouncing ball here, that's really good defending from Simpkin. Sadazai with the clearance. And it will bounce to an unguarded sideline over on the left side of midfield as Olympic see it. Just over 5 minutes plus stoppage to try to cash in on a first half where they have had it by far the better of the chances. Jackson Simpkin, long throw. Greenwood brings it down. Crociati around the corner. Love Samira back helping out in the defensive half. And he runs the wrong way to find a teammate and worked it out pretty well. On the turn here, Mudnic showing his skills. He's starting to come into the game a bit more than number 10. Thompson King, though, takes over here for Olympic. Larkham out to the right side. Thompson King. Sono. Thompson King and Greenwood combining now. A slow-moving pass finds Simpkin. He tried to change the pace of the game there by striking it first time towards Annis Wade, but Crociati defended it well. And now Barnes is a lone hand. Can he hold the ball long enough to find support? He'll find a corner. It's a pretty good result for Brisbane City.
It's a good outlet. It's good to have a player like that when you are under the pressure that Brisbane City have been under, that they've got a player with pace and who's willing to run the channels. And again, they've earned a corner pretty much out of nowhere here.
So the work of Marcus Barnes down the right flank leads to a corner kick. Corey Brown has made his way across from left back to take this corner left-footed. An in-swinger it is! And it's batted out of the 6-yard box and then cleared away. Mudnic tried to force it through the right side. Little drag step. Again, you can see him building in confidence, and then that back heel couldn't find a teammate. I think it was Greenwood who had just taken a step in the other direction, and so a throw-in is coming here for Brisbane City.
Well, I think we can see that's their key back in the game. Brisbane City is Mudnic getting on the ball more. He looks like a clever player. He looks like he sets the tone for them. So the more he gets on the ball, the better for Brisbane City.
Closing minutes of the half. A good half. The only thing it's missing is a goal. No progress here for Crociati against Annis Wade. And the central referee has come over the top and said it's actually an Olympic throw. Right between the two benches. The header breaks central. Committed defending from Sadazai to keep it away initially. Now played through. It's a real tangle. And Sadazai again is the player that kept his feet and makes the clearance. The whistle's gone.
Good solid defending though, when his team needed him.
Ball swept into midfield. Now Olympic building through the right side of the box. Oh, couldn't make the goalkeeper work. You can see the disappointment from Dunn. He shot it straight at Langdon, even though he had a decent chance.
Yeah, it's a few times now he's actually got the ball in decent position. His movement has been good. He's been found by Leck, but he's kind of just not hit the ball as cleanly as he would have liked. He's almost had too much time.
Crociati with a little burst of speed. Annis Wade is entangled with him, and he had help. Sono loves a little step over back heel, and well, he's going to get his team to the safety of the sideline. Brisbane City. The halftime team talk will probably be a lot more optimistic if they can make it to the break with this 0-0 scoreline intact. Because they will feel as though they've weathered a storm of sorts and have no damage to show for it. Barnes with a slip. It's opened the door for Olympic, only briefly though. Brown roaming forward from midfield, slides it to the edge of the box. Barnes in traffic. A nudge from McGrath, but Greenwood did well to hold his ground. Switch the ball out to the right. Dunn cuts it into the middle. Sono, now the build-up continues. Simpkin playing it back. And across the defence goes Hudson to his captain Daniel Driver. Driver with a long ball over the top. And a difficult header to do much with there. And the referees decided that no stoppage time is necessary at the end of the first half. And so it's been a tale of two goalkeepers so far. Josh Langdon's got claims on man of the match. Ben Wood has confidently played in spite of being third choice. And the youngsters hoping for a goal are yet to see one, because it's Brisbane City 0, Olympic FC 0. Stay with us on the Hahn Australia Cup. We've got the halftime show. We'll go over the stats and the highlights. And it's all coming to you live. We'll be back soon.
What are you doing?
We're planking.
It's because of our internet providers.
We're stuck in 2011.
Same slow internet speeds.
And high prices.
It's like a nightmare.
Enough planking. Superloop is a network purpose-built for the super-fast future of the internet. You are free.
Don't take it lying down, Australia. Refresh your internet.
You are free.
Welcome back to the Hahn Australia Cup. It's the halftime break. We don't have a goal, but not for a lack of trying, between Brisbane City and Olympic FC. It's been an entertaining game so far, and a goal really is the only thing that's been missing from the first half. Olympic fans have travelled in numbers over to Spencer Park to enjoy this one. So, Roy O'Donovan, the first half offered us plenty of highlights and plenty of chances, and it was the Josh Langdon show. He was the star in goal for Brisbane City, keeping this game at 0-0.
He certainly was. Look, Olympic had a lot of the play, had a lot of the shots, but saves like this has kept his team in the game. But certainly Olympic, like we see here, lovely breakaway. But again, crossbar to the rescue. And Olympic be kicking themselves, Theo.
And after that hitting the crossbar, Lathan Dunn, he started shooting at the goalkeeper, and he could only successfully find the goalkeeper after that moment, which very nearly put them in the lead. And, well, this was found to be offside. It was a pretty scrappy old scramble, but no one from Olympic seemed to protest too hard. And at this point, it did feel like a goal was coming any second. Yeah,
it did, and it was going to come from something like that. Again, Josh Langdon, fingertip saved his team. And Crociati with the clear away.
And this was Anis Wade with a low shot that was tipped around the post. He's only scored one goal in the league this season. With shooting technique like that, I'm actually shocked he only has one goal in the league. What do the numbers tell you about this game so far?
Not much in possessions, because we spoke on this in the first half. It's like they pass the ball, both teams, 3 or 4 times. They get bored with possession and they try and force that long pass. Olympic FC, especially on the ball, in build-up, they look like they're a decent team. I'd like to see them be a bit more patient in their build-up. Brisbane City, I can understand why they're trying to play more advanced, because up front they got a big target with pace and Marcus Barnes, but certainly their possession of the ball, Brisbane City, for mine anyway, has been pretty poor.
Do you think either team, I mean, they're both at the same stage of the season, they play at the same league. It doesn't appear as though one has a fitness advantage over the other. I mean, Brisbane City won with an 80th minute goal last time they played, and that was on a fast breakaway through Malachi Love-Samira. I mean, at the moment it seems like we're in for a potentially long one, a real arm wrestle.
We're in for a big night, Theo, but there's not much between the teams. All that's been between the teams so far tonight has been the crossbar on 2 occasions and Josh Langdon, Super Josh Langdon, they'll be saying.
The crowd has been fantastic. That has been a real credit to the Brisbane football community and these two clubs. And they'll be hoping to see the ball hit the back of the net in the second half. Stay with us. Off to another quick break, and then the action will resume here in the Hahn Australia Cup. Live pictures from Brisbane, where we don't have a goal so far in the Hahn Australia Cup. Imperial Corp Stadium, Spencer Park, the home of Brisbane City, and they'll be hoping for a better second half in terms of chance creation after Olympic were foiled at every step by Josh Langdon in the first 45. Captain Daniel Driver there having a chat with Tom Larkham. Doesn't look like there's a huge amount of activity on the sideline. Both teams might be going with the same 11s to start the second half with 120 minutes in mind. Kai Bolton popped up briefly in that first half on the left flank with a couple of crosses and moments, but Brisbane City need more of their key players just to spend a bit more time on the ball, and they'll kick off attacking the left of your screens in the second 45 here. Of course, if you're not familiar with the Australia Cup and you're tuning in, there has to be a winner tonight. We'll play conventional extra time if we are level at the end of 90 minutes, 15 minutes each way. And if we're still level, it'll be penalties to determine who goes into the draw for the round of 16, which will be conducted over on Paramount Plus on the main match day coverage after the conclusion of tonight's games. So the winning team tonight will already know who's waiting for them in the round of 16 by the time we're done here. Jakub Mudnic about to take kickoff. And our referee just waiting for the thumbs up. Zach Keenan's whistle gets us back underway. Scoreless between Brisbane City and Olympic FC. And Roy O'Donovan, are you expecting a change in character of this game in the second half, or is it still going to be Brisbane City biding their time and Olympic controlling how things go?
No, I think Peter Gaffney, their coach, would have got them in at half-time and would be very critical of their possession of the ball. They're not finding their key man, Jacob Mudnic, enough in this game. So I think that would have been a key point he made at half-time. And what we did see them do well was when they get the ball to Corey Brown, his delivery into the box has been outstanding. So he'll be asking for more of that from his team.
First flurry of action for 40 seconds. It's in a throw-in. Over at right back as Olympic see it. Tom Larkham to hurl it down the line. It's by a repelling header from Corey Brown. There is Mudnic. Ball knocked forward by Yokoyama. And Bolton is being guarded closely. So this left-sided combination of left-back Corey Brown and left midfielder Kai Bolton has primarily been designed in a way to free up Brown to be swinging the ball in from the flank. You see the stands refilling after people have gone to get a drink or dinner at half-time. Here's Yokoyama. Trying to win back possession, and eventually they successfully do. Ball played into midfield for Riley Thompson-King. And when Olympic were really humming in the first half, it was him who was providing a lot of forward drive. But I've got to say, maybe between minutes 25 to 40, he was really frozen out of the game. So the ball back to his feet.
Yeah, like I was very impressed with the midfield in the first half of Olympic in Stone O'Reilly, Thompson-King and Daniel Leck. But as you said, the last 15 minutes of the half, they kind of lost a little bit of control in the game, and they're forcing that final pass a little bit too much. I'd like to see a little bit more patience with the ball possession.
Second ball here for Brisbane City to take it to the edge of their attacking penalty area. Things are a little stationary inside the box. Crociati, Yokoyama. Here's the captain sending it back into midfield. And then Sabazai was hurried in his pass. Plusnen. Little left-footed dink. Flick header on. From the right flank, the cross is battered away. Wood has done well. Got his gloves to the ball with a closed fist. And there looked to be a grab of the shorts there. And, well, is that preventing a counter-attack? I think that Greenwood might be right to ask about a yellow card, but the referee, Zach Keenan, saying just a foul.
Yeah, for me that's a yellow card. That's a professional foul for me, stopping the breakaway there. Hey, but what do I know?
Well, Greenwood is, again, going to be one of the key players to breaking the lines, running with the ball. So we talk about the familiarity of these two teams. They know to stop him once he builds up a head of steam. And well, a bit of physicality applied there from Yokoyama. And another free kick is whistled. This time, again, on his fellow Japanese national, Fumiya Sono. He's very prominent in the first half. He's got nice little tricks and flicks and one touch, but they don't always stick.
No, but he's definitely been a solid player for them. As I said, at their best in the first 30 minutes of the game, that midfield three, they were a real threat. And the combinations between the three of them are really good.
Larkham's cross is going to sail out, doesn't even trouble the frame of the goal. And his hopes of a reprieve in the form of a foul were not there. So disappointment on the sideline for Olympic FC. Coached by Chris Grossman, of course. Patient build-up, though. Langdon, Sadozai. That pass had to be good. Yokoyama made it work. Goes over to the less grassy part of the surface, and the ball is going to skid on down a little sand patch and find its way out. And that was not a forcefully hit pass. It just kept accelerating as it ran. Yeah,
it is a bit windy tonight. Definitely having an impact. That's why we saw a couple of those crosses in the first half float over the goalkeeper off the crossbar. The weather has certainly taken a hold on the game.
Of course, no Brisbane Roar in the round of 32 this year. They were knocked out in the qualifiers. So the Brisbane football community has rallied around their NPL teams, which is great to see. Peninsula Power and Gold Coast Knights knocked out already, though. So it's only going to be one left standing when all is said and done. Offside flag is up here. Klusner left the ball with Ricciardi at right back, and a little flick through midfield by Mudnic keeps the attack moving. To retreat quite some distance here, and right when it looked as though the tactical victory was coming Olympics' way, a little stinger is left in on the ankle and a free kick given. Malachi Love Samira was being ushered 30 metres in the wrong direction until he won that foul.
Yeah, and he's certainly a marked man. He's definitely one of their key guys. Him along with Marcus Barnes up top are definitely, they would have been part of the Olympic team talk at half-time. Keep those quiet.
See the foul count, 10 total in the game so far. Brisbane City have owned the ball a bit more, but not too much of the possession in dangerous territory. McGrath not able to change that here as his pass is blocked immediately. Now Olympic, their hunting the ball has been very successful. Greenwood pushes it out to the left. Annis Wade. He's going to drive across from deep. Oh, collision in the penalty area. Does the referee have eyes on it? Everyone gets back up. Larkham cuts it back. And then the pass from Thompson King was intercepted at the edge of the box. It was McGrath whose giveaway that started that Olympic attack, who got a foot in at the necessary time. Leck. Thompson King and Sono. So it's Olympics' turn to show us what they can do. They've been shaded in the first 7.5 minutes of this second half. Now they're trying to click back into gear. Shot on the tight angle is saved. Langdon comes up to deny Thompson King on the acute angle.
You have to feel, though, it was the wrong option. I feel like the cutback was on there. He's gone for the shot, and I suppose he has to go with what he's confident with, but the cutback was on, certainly there, to I think it was Latham Dunn.
Sucking in the big ones here, Riley Thompson King, and with his breath back, in comes the in-swinging corner, attempted a header at the near post. Slides on to Leck. Squares it again. First time shot in traffic is blocked away. And now another shot straight into a sea of legs. And the follow-up is flashed wide. Greenwood at the end of the chain. It was done initially. And then through came Lewis Greenwood with the first time sighter. And he wasn't able to put it on the target.
Yeah, I don't mind it though. Just keeping the play alive.
Greenwood, whose only goal this season came in an 11-0 win against the Narangba Eagles. Went and looked up Narangba. It's north of Brisbane. I don't think I could call it. Brisbane people get very angry when you say that Redcliffe is an outer suburb. It's its own town. So I think Narangba is about as far north. So north of Brisbane, the Narangba Eagles, but that was the very first game that Olympic played in qualifiers for the Australia Cup, and they netted 11 times that day. And they're looking for just one here to break the deadlock. Back to goal in the penalty area. Dunn. Leck. Larkham. Oh, he put a foot on the ball, and Corey Brown was able to usher it out for a goal kick.
It's been a little bit of the story of the game, really, for Olympic. They look nice in passages, and they move the ball well, and they get these little triangles going. But the final pass, the final shot, that end product is where it's been lacking tonight.
See the cross success. Just over 1 in 3, finding a teammate. Thompson King. And the cut across. Is this the moment for Olympic? Another miraculous save from Langdon. He palms it over. He is a one-man showreel tonight.
Well, lovely play. Daniel Leck, who's been in the game all night. Nice play from Lathan Dunn. Pulls it back to Sono. Great strike, but what a save from Super Josh Langdon again. Is that the 5th time tonight?
Still got to deal with the resulting corner. Langdon lifts up one fist and is able to clear the penalty area. So Woodnedge, can he keep possession under pressure? Well, he slips at the key moment. No home ground advantage with the sand that's on this near side of the pitch. It's been difficult for both teams. Woodnedge here, back to Brown. Natural left footer, he can bend it around the corner. But he can't find a teammate in doing so. However, neither team wants to keep the ball. Love Samira, square pass, right into a 50-50. And a battle ensues. And it's out. And Roy O'Donovan, I go back to a point you made in the first half. These two teams, 3 or 4 passes, and then they get impatient.
Yep.
Let's see what happens here with Annis Wade. He's breaking forward, puts it in the middle. And the finish was lacking this time. No need for Super Josh Langdon, because it's gone wide at the near post, and it just hasn't been Lathan Dunn's night so far.
No, it hasn't. Actually, his hold-up play has been really good. He's been bringing people into play quite well. But yeah, in front of goal, it hasn't been his night. But to go back to your earlier point, both teams, they're guilty of this. 3 or 4 passes, they've got no time for build-up. They want to get that ball forward, but they're not necessarily set up for the quick attack. You know, that's been the frustrating part, I think, for both coaches.
Long clearance from Langdon, emphatic header coming through from Larkham. Now Driver. Puts it high to a contest. And at the base of that contest, it was very well done by Plusnen. However, Greenwood and Annis Wade have combined to win the ball back. And the pass goes to Dunn on the right. He whips it into the box. Header away by Sadazai. Only as far as Sono. He cuts it back. Leck. Ball trapped between his feet. Sono with Bolton for company. And Bolton concedes the corner, and he shouts at his fellow defenders about the marking.
You know, I think Olympic are finding their feet now again. They're starting to get a little bit of a foothold in this game. And there's certainly a lot more final third entries. And again, another chance from a set piece there.
Well, 10 corners. They're in double figures and not even the hour mark. So they are getting these opportunities with great regularity.
But how do you beat Josh Langdon? That'll be the question.
Is this how they do it? A short corner and a quick 1-2. It's going to be driven now on the tight angle. It caught a bit of woodwork and it was straight back out of the box. They cannot find the net. By my count, that's 2 crossbars and a post that have denied them in this game.
Yep. Look at this Superman.
Well, did he get a touch on it? That's the question. Did he save it into the post, or was it all woodwork? It was hidden from our view behind a wall of bodies. The bottom line is, it's not in the net. It's still scoreless. And after 7 or 8 minutes at the start of the second half, where Brisbane City put a foot on the ball, Olympic have just turned the heat up on them. And again, are looking the superior side. Leck, Annis Wade, a misplaced pass. Woodnich, square ball, across his defence. Brown. Love Samira was drawn deep into his defensive half. Lathan, and the ball is cleared away. Barnes. It's a show of strength on the halfway line. Brisbane City want a card to go with it, but well done by the English centre forward. And that's the reaction on the bench.
He's not impressed. Good play though by Barnes. Got hold of the ball. First time tonight the referee didn't let play go on. Actually, I thought Barnes had done all the hard work.
Oh, Sadazai Sold almost into trouble by that back pass. Interception made by Larkin. Sono sends it to the right. Leck. The near post. Greenwood goes to ground. He sold it for all it was worth, and down the end where all the Olympic fans have their pocket of support, they made their voices heard. They will get a free kick. They won't get a penalty.
Well, I'd like to see that again. He had his body in the right position. He got his first touch. Why would he fall over? Let me see. You know what? Could be a penalty for me. I think he's got the ball on the safe side there, and the defender has taken a big risk by trying to nick in there.
So Oliver Plusnin was the player in question from Brisbane City. Instead, it is a free kick with a slightly different angle, albeit a similar distance, to a corner. Coming in from the right side, and Riley Thompson-King. Thompson-King outswinging free kick. Langdon able to send one fist up and get it through the box, and then on the opposite side, a little bit left in on the ankle of Kai Bolton. And it is a free kick for Brisbane City. Nothing more, despite the protestations. We've gone past the hour mark. Still neither team has turned to the bench. Who will be first to blink? Crossfield pass is going to bounce on kindly here. And the acceleration now is really on the go for Brisbane City. Good header from Driver at the centre of defence. Crociati sends it back. Mudnich in traffic. Brown. Build up is better here from Brisbane City. Love Samira. Well, overcooked it. Tried to find a back heel, but had no power behind it. And now the counter-attack is on. Lathan Dunn. Did he bend his run to stay onside? Seemingly so. Cuts onto his left. And we were behind it perfectly to watch it just keep rising agonisingly over the bar.
Yeah, but very good though. A good transition. No messing around. They won the ball back. Head up, forward run, play the ball into space. Best ball in football. And he's very unlucky. It would have taken a lot to beat Josh Langan in this kind of form, but really positive from Dunn there.
And of course, that counter-attack started with the attempted back heel from Malachi Love Samira. Even level with the penalty box down one end. He was punished by that counter. Not to the greatest extent, though, in the form of conceding a goal. Markham down the line. Dunn has his pocket picked. Sono dinks it over the top. Langdon, he's never been afraid to come off his line. And this is no exception.
And you know, it gives your back four and the people in front of you a lot of confidence when they know that goalkeeper is going to come for crosses. He's going to be off his line quick. It really gives you that confidence to play 5 yards higher.
Bit of afters between Brown and Dunn, and the referee saw it. Free kick going Olympics' way. And they want it to be accompanied by a booking. Big moment here for Zach Keenan. The veteran former A-League professional Corey Brown laughs it off in spite of, well, Daniel Lex certainly thought that it should have been more than just a free kick.
Yeah, a few mind games at play there. Comes to nothing though again, just wasteful.
Do you think both teams, I know it's only early and it's been a game of so many chances and saves, do you think they're already contemplating that they might need to save a little bit in their legs to go 120?
I don't think so. Neither team has really found the rhythm yet in the game. It's, as I said to you earlier, it's a little bit like a game of tennis. You know, it's not like a game of chess where they're passing the ball around, they're trying to create the spaces and the openings. It's just 4 passes and it's a direct ball and a turnover invariably.
Tennis would be fascinating if you could take as many touches as you want before sending it over the net. We'll leave that there. Here's Sadazai with the header. And now Olympic through Driver.
I've been doing it wrong all along to you.
Now on the right side. Stooping to the header was Sadazai. Are they going to clear their lines though here? Brisbane City. Olympic trying to trap them in. Eventually they find the safety of the line. Not quite what they wanted. But they do get it away. 2 subs for Brisbane City are being readied. Mark Galindo and Ethan Doherty are doing their final warm-ups. So double change in the offing. Bouncing ball into the box. Sono. Simpkin. Annis Wade, deflected cross, and the deflection took the sting out of it and allowed Langdon to field the ball on one bounce. Doesn't look like Olympic are going to respond in kind, so next break in play, maybe we will see a double change. McGrath. Bilal Sadazai to Ollie Plusnen. And now Nico Crociati saw his man Mudnic in the middle. Great passing chain from Brisbane City. And now it is Wood's turn at the other end to make a save. And that is the best football that Brisbane City have shown us tonight. It's taken 66 minutes, but what a build-up.
Spot on. They passed the ball around the back. They had a little bit of patience. They got the ball into midfield and they got the ball in behind. Nice little bit of training ground action there, a little bit of movement, something they worked on. But as you said, 66 minutes we waited for that.
So they're going to make this attacking double sub while they've got a corner to their advantage. On come Doherty and also Galindo. And here come the two players that got instruction. I think McGrath came over to the sideline and then was sent back out. We've got a player being assessed here. Well, McGrath hasn't come off. The number 14 shirt has gone running back out onto the pitch. Maybe they're just waiting for Yokoyama here to see what his injury is like. He's hobbling off. Is his night over? That's the question. Mark Galindo wants to come on. Fourth official is Alex King. And yep, it's Yokoyama. So they've made a last-minute decision there to sub out Yokoyama and Sadazai. And on come Galindo and Doherty. And they now have this corner. Can they make the most of it? Masashi Yokoyama is being treated behind the net as the corner swings in from Corey Brown. And a good defensive header away from Olympic. Brown, second time ball, volleyed clear. Brisbane City will go and retrieve the ball. Galindo straight onto the pitch for the home side. Love Samira. they've almost drained their own momentum here. Ethan Doherty's getting his first touches at the centre of defence, having come on for Bilal Sadazai. Header away by Larkham. Sono saw the chance to go, and it's going to be a yellow card for, well, tunnelling, you'd have to say, knocking over his opponent. You can see the shock on his face of being booked. Trainer's been called for too. So with that yellow card being issued, let's go down to the sideline. Josh McLean is our eyes and ears. And Josh, as we watch the aftermath of this yellow card here, what are you seeing and what are you hearing at ground level?
Well, very interesting down here at ground level. Certainly the more animated of the two coaches, Chris Grossman from Olympic, thought they should have had a penalty a little earlier on, and the fourth official have certainly been hearing all about that. As for Galindo, well, him coming on brings a lot of experience from Europe, in particular playing in Spain, and he is described as an energetic attacking midfielder, so maybe City looking to go on the front foot.
Thank you to Josh McLean. Well, welcome to the match. He's been knocked over, and what did you think of the actual incident to give a yellow card?
Yeah, I think the referee thought it was a little bit of an elbow involved there as well, but yeah, it's a blatant foul. I don't know what he's moaning about there.
In the blink of an eye, we are down to the last 20 minutes of regulation. Olympic still yet to turn to their bench. Mirko Crociati backs himself to get across away, but it's repelled at the near post. And Olympic not able to keep it in. It will be a Brisbane City throw. For context, possession was 50-50 at half-time, so it's barely ticked over Brisbane City's way. Plusnen, Crociati. Pass into space by Bolton. Little flick back from Mudnic. He can't find a teammate though. Good stand-up challenge from McGrath. And look at the sidestep too. Great close control on the ball. And he is able to keep the attack moving. Just one more pass though. And Simpkin is going to stop it in its tracks. He consolidates for Olympic. Another Olympic player down, kicking the turf. The referee has seen it. Brisbane City have done the sporting thing and put the ball out. Got to say, even though there's been tension in the game, there hasn't been chippiness. There hasn't been a boil over just yet. Is that the one thing, in addition to a goal, that we're missing now? Yeah, look, it hasn't been nasty. Maybe because they know each other so well and they play against each other on the regular. But yeah, the goal is what we're missing from this game. It's been a game that goes end to end. Maybe not tennis, maybe more basketball is the what I was looking for. But as you can see with the stats, 53 to 47%. There's a couple of passes and the giveaway. Who's going to put their foot in the ball, find that all-important passing, and ultimately the all-important goal? Of course, the familiarity between these teams. They play each other next Wednesday in the semi-final of the Queensland Kappa Cup, and then they play on the 23rd of August in the final league game of the home and away season, which both these teams will be hoping will be their chance to get into fourth place. And they won't have both been mathematically eliminated from the finals race by the time they meet on Saturday the 23rd of August. Lewis Greenwood is coming to the sideline here. Is there a question of whether he's bleeding? Is he just sore? Out comes the trainer, so they're going to have to, as they wash it out of his hair, quite a bit of blood. And so you wonder if running repairs will do. It's always tough on club doctors when you've got the pressure of 11 versus 10 to try and repair a head wound like that. So Brisbane City will try to capitalise on a man advantage. Galindo showing what he could do, reaching backwards for the ball. Love Samira. Jakub Mudnic lifts the cross to the edge of the box. Sono, Lek, and Olympic, even though they're down to 10, are building with promise. Thompson King's pass was blocked. Sono distributes out to the left. Tell you what, they're quick. The doctor's down on the sideline. As we see a header into the box here. Is this the moment? Oh, the bandaged Greenwood nearly came on and scored. And now there's afters. Josh Langdon's not happy. And we flagged it. We said that a bit of spice, a bit of a boil over, a bit of a party is the only thing that was missing.
And here we go, Theo. Here we go. So Greenwood follows the ball, and does he leave a little bit on the goalkeeper there? And yeah, it certainly got a bit spicy.
Oh.
Heavy touch.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to kick the goalkeeper, but certainly it'll take a lot more than that to get Josh Langdon out of this game.
You can see there, they've got a big piece of gauze that they've just wrapped around his head. If we do go to extra time in 16 minutes plus stoppage, they'll probably re-bandage that, but for now, any means necessary. Here's Doherty, one of the two subs that has come into the game. Greenwood refusing to leave this match. Brought down by Barnes. Long ball out to the right for Olympic to build. The cross just whipped through the penalty area, almost down to the corner flag. They do stay on the attack. Annis Wade cuts it back. Greenwood, and cleared away by Corey Brown. Sliced out towards the sideline. Annis Wade doubles back, trying to show a burst of acceleration. A cross finds its way into the box. And now, well, attempted first time volley. Didn't catch it truly. But you can see Olympic, they're just trying to turn the heat up here.
Yeah, Brisbane City are camped in their own half now. Find it difficult to get out.
Sono. Cameron Annis Wade knocks it back. Daniel Driver. Just listening in on the ground announcer. 2,271 fans have enjoyed the Australia Cup in Brisbane tonight. They've been, one of the reasons tonight has been such a success. Here's Bolton. Oh, the ball popped up into both players' arms, it seems. Thompson King, certainly the more aggrieved of the two. Lewis Greenwood in the meantime. Quick passing into play in midfield. Leck, Greenwood again. And now Sono, a calming presence on the ball. Greenwood stumbles in the challenge. Jakub Mudnic won it off him. What are his options, though? He just decelerates and waits, and it's a hit-and-hope pass. And he wasn't able to link up with Barnes as a result. Driver. Really neat stuff from Olympic. Greenwood had his pocket picked. Mudnic. McGrath's pass. And now the shot on the tight angle. Across the face it goes. Goalkeeper Wood watched it go well wide of his left hand. No need to get down to the ball.
Yeah, unlucky there. His touch took him a little bit wide there, Marcus Barnes. But nice, positive play. Touch just took him a little bit wide. Got his shot off, though. Keeper was forced into a save. Didn't know what was behind him. But I think it's nice to see Barnes on the ball. He's been a bit of a peripheral figure in this second half.
Olympic continue the conversation on their sideline. We're still yet to see a sub. Players fall on the goal line. Olympic are going to repel it away. Brown drives it straight into the near marker, and it'll go out for a throw-in right next to the corner flag. You do need eyes in the back of your head at times to see all the byplay at these set pieces.
They're a bit static, though, I think, from set pieces. If I have a criticism of Brisbane City, there's not much movement in the box. They're all kind of standing in their zone, and it only helps Olympic.
turned an attacking throw-in, level with the box, into conceding all the way back to the halfway line. And they haven't exactly drawn Olympic out. They're still sitting quite deep for Corey Brown. And his cross is enthusiastically blocked away by Lathan Dunn. Promising run by Love Samira. But he is ushered towards the corner. And he wins a corner kick with a cross that he was able to fashion and the big deflection off Tom Larkham.
Yeah, he done well. He was played a ball into no man's land there, but he earned his team something. I just want to see some more movement now in the box from Brisbane City. That could be the difference between getting through to the last 16 of the Australia Cup.
That was Brandon McMorrow. We saw the cutaway too there. Olympics' first change of the night. We're down to almost 10 minutes to go. Galindo, Bolton trying to leap over the ball. It was blocked away. And the header is across the face. Well, a decent chance, but Barnes, that moment was his.
And he's the guy you would have wanted to fell to as well. I think he'd be frustrated with himself that he probably should have done a little bit better with that one.
So we're going to see this change come through. It is Lathan Dunn, who has had so many chances but just hasn't had any luck. He takes his leave, and Brandon McMorrow comes on, the number 16. It's been a busy night for Lathan Dunn, and he'll leave this game wondering how he hasn't scored.
Yeah, he had a couple, especially in the first half, he had a couple of really good sightings, and if anything, he had too much time to think about it, and he overdone the shots a little bit and straight into the keeper's hands. But, you know, he's been a game runner. He's held the ball pretty well for his team.
Bit of consternation about where the throw-in is being taken from here. We had multiple balls on the pitch. Now it's all been sorted out. And Corey Brown eventually gets blown up here for seemingly taking a bit too many liberties with where the throw-in was coming from.
Yeah, Corey Brown is using all the tricks in his little tool bag tonight, but the referee didn't like that one.
So Olympic get the ball instead. Tom Larkham's throw in. Oh, Love Samira runs into Greenwood. Oh, and a bit of afters. And Lewis Greenwood. And now Daniel Leck again. Right in front of the Olympic bench. Some cooler heads up. Trying to prevail here. And things are just simmering back down. Referee's reaching for the pocket. What's he seen? Zach Keenan.
Well, Greenwood is certainly getting a bit lively.
Leck and Mudnich get yellow cards. So one from each team gets a booking. But neither were actually the two original antagonists here.
No, Greenwood once, Greenwood twice, and he walks away scot-free. Referee's missed it completely.
So, and then, well, Leck gets booked for coming in here, and then Mudnich, their escalation has got the two of them booked. And so this throw-in is finally going to take place. Larkham. They're trying to buy a corner here. Ball breaks central. Galindo is able to volley it. Brisbane City have half a chance. Mudnich. A bending ball that needs to be dealt with by the Olympic defence. It hasn't been! Incredible! Kai Bolton has scored for Brisbane City. And the defence just opened like a book. All he had to do was stroke it in unmarked. Brisbane City 1, Olympic FC 0. Kai Bolton the scorer.
Well, that was the worry for Olympic. The longer that they left Brisbane City in the game. Ball in behind. Very clever play there by Love Samira. And Bolton is the hero. And is he going to stay the hero? 10 minutes to go in this local cup tie.
How do you explain the switch off there from Olympic? I mean, Bolton completely unmarked. Love Samira is cunning. He gets the better of one defender, but the entire defence disappeared.
Once he got in behind, I think it was Tom Latham. Once he got in behind him there, he really couldn't do anything. He couldn't trip him, give away the penalty. But actually, it was the first time in the game anybody had a little bit of composure in that final third. And Malachi Love Samira with a lovely pass. And Kai Bolton has put his name in lights.
5 in the league this season for Bolton. And he also scored in the qualifying rounds against Mount Gravatt and also Coomera. So that goal here takes him up to 8 for the season in all competitions. Perhaps one of the most important.
But that's only the second time, I would say, in the whole second half where they've actually, you know, done something of meaning going forward. And, well, that one counted big time.
You see the shots on target there. Olympic 8 shots on target to Brisbane City's 4. But it's Brisbane City who are in the lead, and we're going to have a delay here. Stoppage time will add up. Let's talk strategy. If you're Chris Grossman and Olympic FC, what are you telling your boys here so they don't leave tonight empty-handed?
Yeah, well, I think they have to go for it now. If he's got anyone on the bench with a little bit of pace or a bit of power to put up top, I'd be taking a defender off and putting an extra attacker on there and trying to get that ball forward as quick as I could now. But they'll be kicking themselves. For such large periods of this game, they've been in control. They've had the majority of the chances. They've hit the crossbar twice. They've hit the post. The goalkeeper's made some saves. But here we are, 85 minutes into this Australia Cup game, and they're 1-0 down.
All right, they're calling for a sub. This delay continues. Let's check in with Josh McLean on the sidelines. Josh, a goal at last.
Finally, and boy, wasn't it a long time coming, and it's probably not to the side we're expecting. Olympic, gee, haven't they had the better of the opportunities all night long, but City, well, you just can't write them off. And the way to describe it down here is 2/3 of the crowd is in shock for the better. The other third, of course, the Olympic fans, stunned silence. So they need to find something to get their Olympic boys back up and back in this game, because they've played almost the perfect match. But, of course, if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, it doesn't count for much, does it?
Thank you to Josh McLean. We're seeing a double change here. Cameron Annis-Wade is coming off and Hiroshi Miyazawa is coming on. He has scored 2 goals in the qualifying rounds against the Logan Roos and also Moreton City Excelsior. So he does have a couple of goals this season, but we're going to see Corey Brown also make way and Nathan Beagley coming on. Throw in, down to the byline. Brisbane City, are they going to stiffen their defensive resolve? Are they going to grab a second on the counter? It's kept away from Barnes, back to Wood. Here's Driver. Time for the long ball to come out. Flick header on. Miyazawa buzzing around, but Crociati is first to the ball. Sono loops it back over the shoulder. McGrath. Samira may have been onside, but coming from just a little too deep. And confirmation of the other sub, it was Tom Larkham who's come on off, and Will Avis has come on. Greenwood is the most advanced attacker as the whistle goes. Looks like it'll still be an Olympic ball. Calling for another ball. They've got a mid-range free kick here. Avis did score a hat-trick in the 11-0 win in qualifying against Narangba Eagles, so he does have a goal-scoring touch. He's only got one in the league so far, though.
Well, they need one now. No better time.
They just need one. Send this game to 30 more minutes and extra time. Mid-range free kick. Drifting to the left side of the box a little aimlessly. Just, it feels like so much air and oxygen has gone out of this Olympic team ever since they conceded. And Josh McLean rightly said the crowd has fallen into a stunned silence. It's been a buzzing atmosphere all night. And somehow a goal is what has drained the atmosphere.
It has, and the psychology for Olympic, who for large parts of this game were feeling the goal was coming, and they kind of went into a bit of a lull when we had this melee over on this far right hand side. Brisbane City, that kind of played into their favour. A little bit of a lull, ball in behind, and there you go, game was turned on its head.
Long ball bouncing on, solid defensive header. Josh Langdon wants to leave with a clean sheet. When we talk about the Mike Cockerell medal, I think if you were looking for a 5-star performance from a player not on an A-League team, he must be one of the top I don't want to jinx him. He must be one of the top candidates from the round of 32 so far.
Yeah, I think if it was the newspaper ratings tomorrow, I think Josh Langdon gets 11 out of 10.
He's got to survive the last minute of regulation and stoppage. And how many minutes will there be? There's ended up being a few breaks due to scuffles and injury and substitution. So will it be 4 or 5 or even more for Olympic as they chase an equaliser? Mudnich leaves it with Love Samira. 1 assist already for him. And a shallow cross, which is intercepted by Driver. Greenwood leaves it with Leck. Leck at halfway. Just a shallow pass, which Greenwood wasn't able to make ground back to. So the moment of truth. How many minutes of stoppage to go? Alex King, the 4th official, about to lift the board. Brisbane City went out in the round of 32 last season to the Western Sydney Wanderers. They have not been to the round of 16 since 2022. They were knocked out by Oakley Cannons 5-3 in extra time. 6 additional minutes.
Well, plenty of time. If Olympic can reset their mindset, they're still in this game.
Ball to the edge of the box. Thompson King. Oh, his pass got deflected out into a 50-50. Miyazawa retrieves it. Simpkin bending around. McMorrow clips it in, and no one on the end of his cross. Greenwood rose, but it looped over his head.
Yeah, just unlucky there, just a little bit high. Good movement in the box, but he just missed him at the back stick there. Olympic now will, or Brisbane City rather, will be just wasting as much time possible, get to the end of this game, get into the next round of the Cup.
It's Brisbane City's 3rd trip to the national stage. It would be just their 2nd win. They beat Cockburn City in 2022 from Western Australia as their only previous success. A pass out here from the back for Olympic. McMorrow. Miyazawa. Thompson King. Driver drops it in the penalty box. Crociati gets up for the header. He's had answers at right back for so much of the game. McMorrow. Thompson King. He goes from distance. And another save. The work is far from done for Josh Langdon.
Yep. Same outcome every time. Josh Langdon is always there. Last line of defence. And he's had a terrific game.
Corner tumbling into the near post, cleared away. Not the most energetic corner at the end of the night, right when Olympic needed the ball on the money. Sono, his pass blocked. He's going to try again. He gets as far as Crociati. Now Mudnich. Commitment to the ball came from the goal scorer Bolton. He's trying to regain his feet. He's a little proppy. In the meantime, away come Olympic. Miyazawa whips it in. Good defensive header. Well played, Doherty. Got the body position right to flick that through the penalty area. Away from danger. And that's just clever. Clever at a bit of personal expense from Malachi Love Samira.
Yeah, good strikers play there. Got his body in the way. Waited for the contact and over he went. Free kick in a good spot for his team. And another 30 seconds off the clock.
Brisbane City are readying one more sub here. We've had half of 6 additional minutes expire, and that was Malachi Love-Samira's last involvement in the game. His assist set up the match-winning goal as things stand. He's off, and Jack Scott comes on with a job to do, and that is lock down on this 1-0 lead. Yeah, his energy now will go into just stopping Olympic getting any real traction on the ball, making it difficult for them, and just running that clock down. Lots of shouting coming from the Brisbane City bench. They want to take the ball into their attacking half and trap it there. Can they do so? The ball runs away from Barnes, and so it will be a goal kick for Olympic, but time is their enemy now. They have managed to put one shot on target in the 6 minutes of stoppage time. It was saved by Langdon. Can they manufacture one more chance? Scott down the line. Driver, well, he could have taken a touch. He could have steadied and driven it forward. Instead, it's out for a Brisbane City throw, and they will waste every second available to them. And he was under zero pressure as well. I think Marcus Barnes' energy levels are right down to zero at this point, so he didn't even press him. Beagley with the throw, a long throw at that. Barnes protecting the ball, trying to lose the defenders. Bolton full of confidence, but he has the presence of mind to break back towards the corner. Scott whips it in. All of a sudden, a chance at the edge of the box. Brought down by Galindo. Mudnich deflected away. A little back heel. Marcus Barnes has his moment. And it is the knockout punch for Brisbane City. There's been an element of smash and grab to it all, but they have smashed and they have grabbed a spot in the round of 16. Yes, and credit to them as well. They've kept going. Their game plan has worked, and when they've had their chances, like we see here, nice touch and initial build-up. Marcus Barnes kept his move going. Lovely little touch by Bolton. And what a great finish that is. Keeper with no chance. Marcus Barnes puts his name in folklore in the Australia Cup. And Kai Bolton, what an assist to go with his goal. Kai Bolton is definitely pushing Josh Langdon for that man of the match spot there, but Langdon at this moment in time kept his team in it. But Bolton, Barnes, Langdon, naming lights. And that will take us to the expiry of stoppage time. Olympic line up for kickoff, but it's all forlorn hope now. Even if they score, you'd think they will have run out of time to come back and kick off again, and yet they may score. A series of headers, and it ends up in the gloves of Josh Langdon, and he collapses to the ground. Brisbane City, are they about to head to the round of 16 of the Australia Cup for just the second time in the club's history? We've gone beyond the initial 6 minutes. It looks like they've done enough. Take possession here. Galindo, hasn't he been a calming presence since coming off the bench? There's not going to be a third, is there? It really would be a misleading scoreline to say the least. McMorrow wins possession away. A little bit of a grab on Miyazawa. He collapses to the ground. McGrath has gone the journey tonight, the full 90 in central midfield from him. And he wins one more free kick as the full-time whistle goes. Brisbane City are in the hat for the Hahn Australia Cup round of 16. And they win an all-Queensland derby, one that's ending on unfriendly terms by a score of 2-0. Roy O'Donovan, 2 late goals get the job done for Brisbane City. Olympic won't believe they've lost this, and they will be incredulous that they're going home without having scored. Well, absolutely, yeah. They had more than enough chances to win the game. They didn't take them, but you know, there was a moment in the game. Lewis Greenwood, that flash point around the 85th minute mark before the first goal. Brisbane City seemed to recover from that. Olympic FC went into a little bit of a lull, but as you said, the last 10 minutes was a bit of a smash and grab. So here are highlights from the second half, and this was arguably the best save that Langdon had tonight, denying Sono with that chance, and then this opportunity from Nathan Dunn just kept rising over the bar. And then this pass here from Mudnich,
Great ball.
And, well, describe what unfolded.
Yeah, great ball from Mudnich and good, clever play from Malachi Love. He got his body in front of the defender. He knew the defender couldn't touch him. And then was Kai Bolton just there, Johnny on the spot. Lovely finish. And didn't he enjoy that one?
You can see what it meant to the Brisbane City fans. And then, well, they feigned going to the corner and then decided to turn back around and attack. And they got rewarded handsomely for it.
Yeah, and Bolton again with a lovely touch round the corner to Marcus Barnes. And by the way, what a great finish that is. 96th minute, bang, goalkeeper, no chance. Game, set and match.
Marcus Barnes with his 5th goal since arriving in Australia and signing for Brisbane City in the transfer window. Won't he be a story going into the round of 16? What do the numbers tell us about this game? I mean, Brisbane City, in the end, they've had 5 shots on target, scored twice. Olympic, 20 shots, 9 on target. An XG of 0.83 tells me that they took a lot of low-quality shots, but that is to take nothing away from Josh Langdon, who had an amazing night in goal.
Josh Langdon was outstanding in goal. He kept his team in it at times, and it'll be forgotten about because of who the goal scorers were. But certainly, Brisbane City in the last 10 minutes of the game, they were efficient with their finishing, and they're in the next round. They're in the hat for the next round.
Mike Cockerell medal. Are you giving man of the match to Josh Langdon, or did Kai Bolton do enough with a goal and assist to be your man of the match?
No, Kai Bolton was terrific. Really, really good performance from him. But Josh Langdon was outstanding. The amount of saves he made in the first and the second half, he more than earned man of the match twice over.
So those are the underlying numbers and the thoughts of Roy O'Donovan at the end of this all-Queensland clash. And they will be the only NPL Queensland team in the hat. The round of 16 draw is taking place on Paramount Plus right now. And like you, I'm about to pick up my phone, turn the volume up, and watch who comes out of the hat to find out who will be competing and who will be the 8 home teams in the round of 16 of the Hahn Australia Cup. So we can exhale at the end of the night. Brisbane City, a great host. 2,200 fans. Enjoyed the majority of them. A great win. Olympic, they brought plenty of fans. They were a great away team, but ultimately they leave defeated.